Ladies and gentlemen, imagine for a moment that you are already held in the arms of a love so fierce, so all-consuming that it sweeps away every shadow of doubt and loneliness. Not a polite or casual affection, but a love that burns wildly, passionately, undeniably. Now ask yourself, what if this love is not somewhere out there in the future, but something you can live from right now? You see, the world you experience is but a mirror, reflecting the thoughts you cherish and the feelings you nurture. To be loved deeply, to be loved badly, you must first feel it within, not just hope or wish, but know it in every fiber of your being. You must act as if that love is already yours. This is not about pretending or fooling yourself. It is about aligning your consciousness with the reality you desire. When you embody that love now, your mind, your heart, and your spirit broadcast a signal, a vibration that calls that love to you irresistibly. Your imagination is a sacred workshop, crafting the very reality you inhabit. Do not be distracted by the appearances around you, nor by the voices of doubt that say it is not possible for you. Those voices belong to a world built on fear and limitation. Instead, anchor yourself in the certainty that you are worthy, profoundly worthy, of a love that floods your soul. Act as if you are already cherished, desired, and adored beyond measure. Speak with the confidence of one who is loved badly. Move with the grace of one who carries the invisible cloak of affection. Smile as though your heart overflows with the joy of passionate connection. When you live from this end, the end where you are already loved, you are not chasing love. You are allowing it to come naturally, irresistibly, and overwhelmingly. The love you seek outside begins as the love you give yourself inside. Assume that love now. Act as if it is your constant companion. Feel it as vividly as you feel the air you breathe. And watch as the world reshapes itself, bringing to you the very love you imagine. Love you badly. Love you deeply. Love you as if it has already been done. Because in the world of the unseen, it has. The power of assumption is the invisible force that shapes your reality from the inside out. It is not merely a mental exercise or wishful thinking. It is the conscious decision to live as if what you desire is already true. When you assume something with full conviction, you impress this belief upon your subconscious mind, and the subconscious mind sets about bringing it into your experience. This is how the unseen becomes seen, how the imagined becomes tangible. Assumption works silently but relentlessly. When you assume the feeling of being deeply loved, your entire being aligns with that state. Your thoughts, your emotions, your actions begin to reflect this inner truth. The world around you responds accordingly, drawing to you circumstances and people that correspond to your assumed state. It is not about convincing others or changing external conditions first. It is about changing the state within yourself. This change in consciousness alters the very fabric of your life. You begin to walk, speak, and carry yourself as though you are already the person who is loved badly, not waiting for proof, but living from the end. This assumption is a creative act. It is the seed from which your future blossoms. Your imagination becomes the laboratory where your desires take form, and your feelings are the fuel that powers their manifestation. The key is to hold the assumption steadily and persistently, without doubt or hesitation, knowing that what you assume with feeling and faith is already shaping your reality, even if your outer senses have yet to confirm it. Feeling is the secret, the hidden key that unlocks the door between imagination and reality. It is not enough to simply picture what you want or to think about it casually. What breathes life into your vision is the feeling you attach to it. When you feel the reality of your desire as if it is happening now, you send a powerful message to your subconscious mind that this is your present experience. Feeling is the language through which your inner world communicates with the outer world. It colors every thought, intensifies every image, and gives form to the invisible. Without feeling, Imagination remains a distant dream, but with feeling it becomes a living reality within you. It is the emotional conviction behind your assumption that awakens your subconscious and compels it to bring forth evidence of that feeling in your waking life. This feeling must be vivid, real, and unwavering, the same feeling you would have if your desire were already fulfilled. It is through feeling that you claim your new identity and begin to embody the state you wish to experience. This is why fleeting thoughts or intellectual understanding alone do not manifest results. The feeling must saturate your entire being, permeating your consciousness, until there is no separation between you and the experience you desire. Feeling transforms imagination into a tangible force, a magnetic energy that draws your desire into form and expression. It is the secret bridge connecting your inner world to your outer reality, making the unseen known and the impossible possible. Living from the end means existing fully in the reality of your desire as though it has already been accomplished. It is the practice of seeing yourself not as someone striving toward a distant goal, but as someone who has already arrived. This way of living calls for a shift in your entire consciousness, a move away from focusing on current circumstances or lack, and toward dwelling in the feeling of fulfillment and completion. When you live from the end, your thoughts, words, and actions are all consistent with the state of having what you want, not chasing it or hoping for it in the future. You carry yourself with the certainty and assurance of a person who knows the story's ending and feels its joy now. This approach rewires your subconscious mind because it does not distinguish between imagined and real experiences. It accepts as true whatever you impress upon it most vividly and persistently. By living from the end, you create a powerful momentum that moves all parts of your being toward manifesting your desire. This practice requires imagination, paired with feeling, sustained focus, and a refusal to be distracted by outer appearances or temporary setbacks. It is not about forcing or struggling, but about embodying the outcome naturally and effortlessly. When your inner state matches the fulfilled desire, the outer world is compelled to respond, rearranging circumstances and opportunities to fit the reality you have assumed. Living from the end rewrites the story of your life, making what once seemed impossible a natural part of your experience. The law of consciousness is a principle that your external world is a direct reflection of your inner state. Whatever occupies your mind and heart with consistent intensity and clarity becomes the fabric of your experience. Consciousness is the source from which all reality flows, and it is within your control to shape and direct it. Your thoughts, beliefs, and emotions form the blueprint according to which your life unfolds. This law operates impartially, responding not to what you wish or hope for, but to what you actually dwell upon and feel to be true. The images you hold vividly in your mind, combined with the feelings you attach to them, impress themselves upon your subconscious and begin to work silently in the background to manifest those conditions in your life. It is through this process that your habitual state of consciousness creates patterns that repeat and define your reality. You are constantly broadcasting energetic signals that attract circumstances and people who resonate with your inner world. Understanding this law empowers you to take responsibility for your experiences and to deliberately choose the thoughts and feelings that serve your highest good. When you cultivate a conscious awareness of what you are imagining and feeling, you become the architect of your destiny, no longer at the mercy of random events or external forces. The law of consciousness is the unseen mechanism through which your desires are made real, and mastery of this law is mastery over your own life. Rejecting doubt and fear is an essential step in claiming the reality you desire. Doubt and fear act like anchors, holding your mind and heart captive to limitation and uncertainty. They whisper that your dreams are impossible, that you are unworthy, or that circumstances will never change. When you entertain these thoughts, you send conflicting signals to your subconscious, creating resistance that blocks the flow of manifestation. To move beyond this, you must become vigilant in recognizing when doubt and fear arise, and gently but firmly refuse to entertain them. This is not a denial of reality or a suppression of natural emotions, but a conscious choice to refuse belief in anything that contradicts the reality you wish to live. Instead of allowing fear to control you, cultivate faith and unwavering confidence in the unseen power within you. Replace every doubt with a firm assumption, every fear with a feeling of safety and certainty. When you do this consistently, your inner state becomes a sanctuary of trust and expectation, a fertile ground where your desires can grow without interference. This rejection of doubt and fear clears the way for the full expression of your creative imagination, enabling you to stand boldly in the truth that what you have imagined and felt is already yours. It is a practice of aligning your thoughts and feelings with the outcome you want and refusing to give power to any contrary belief that weakens your conviction. By mastering this inner discipline, you free yourself to experience life as you have always wanted, with love, success, and joy flowing effortlessly to you. Your imagination is the foundation upon which your entire reality is built. It is the creative force that shapes not only your thoughts, but the very circumstances of your life. Every experience you have, every relationship, every success or challenge began first as a seed planted in the fertile soil of your mind. The images you create in your imagination are far more than mere fantasies. They are the blueprint of your future. When you consistently picture yourself in a certain situation, feeling the emotions of that moment as if it were happening now, you are setting in motion the laws of creation that bring those visions into existence. Your imagination is not a passive tool, but an active power that determines the course of your life. It is through vivid, sustained imagining that you impress upon your subconscious mind the reality you wish to live. The subconscious does not distinguish between what is imagined and what is experienced physically. It accepts as real whatever you impress with feeling and persistence. This means that by consciously directing your imagination toward positive, desired outcomes, you can transform your external world. Conversely, if you allow your imagination to dwell on fears, doubts, or limitations, you will attract those very conditions. Your imagination is the lens through which you view the world, and it colors your perceptions and experiences accordingly. When you take control of your imaginative faculty, you reclaim your creative power and begin to live intentionally rather than reactively. It is a process that requires practice, faith, and patience, but it holds the key to unlocking a life beyond what you once thought possible. The role of self-worth is fundamental in the process of attracting and receiving the love and experiences you desire. Self-worth is the internal measure of how much you believe you deserve to be loved, to be happy, and to have your deepest desires fulfilled. Without a strong sense of your own value, the mind and heart resist fully accepting the reality of being loved badly or completely. This resistance creates a block that prevents your subconscious from embracing the assumption and feeling required to manifest that love. When you recognize and affirm your inherent worthiness, you open the door to new possibilities and experiences. It is the belief in your own deservingness that forms the foundation for the law of assumption to work effectively. Self-worth shapes the energy you emit and the standards you set for yourself and others. If you carry doubts about your value, those doubts echo outward and attract circumstances that confirm those limiting beliefs. Conversely, when you know without hesitation that you are worthy of passionate, unconditional love, your entire being aligns with that truth. This alignment shifts your consciousness, empowering you to act, speak, and feel from a place of confidence and assurance. It allows you to embody the reality of being deeply loved and to sustain that feeling regardless of temporary external appearances. Cultivating self-worth is not about arrogance or entitlement, but about recognizing your true nature as a being deserving of all the good that life has to offer. This inner knowing is the silent but powerful current that carries your desires from imagination into manifestation, making it possible for love to flow freely to you and through you. Acting as if is the deliberate choice to live and behave in alignment with the reality you wish to create. regardless of your current circumstances. It is the practice of embodying the feelings, thoughts, and actions of the person who already has what they desire, even before the external world reflects that truth. This method works because your subconscious mind cannot distinguish between what is vividly imagined and what is physically experienced. It accepts as real whatever you consistently impress upon it. When you act as if you are already loved badly, you begin to radiate confidence, joy, and assurance that magnetize that very love to you. Your posture, your tone of voice, your expressions, and your interactions all begin to mirror the inner state you have chosen to inhabit. This way of being sets in motion a powerful cycle. By living in the state of your fulfilled desire, you strengthen the belief within yourself, which then influences your subconscious to bring about corresponding external evidence. Acting as if also serves to dissolve the gap between where you are and where you want to be, erasing the tension of waiting and allowing you to live fully in the present moment. It is not about pretending or faking, but about genuinely stepping into a new identity and sustaining it through your feelings and actions. This process requires courage and persistence because it may initially feel unfamiliar or even uncomfortable, but as you continue, it becomes your natural state. Acting as if is the practical expression of your faith and imagination working together, a daily practice that transforms possibility into reality by aligning your entire being with the love and life you desire. The importance of consistency and persistence cannot be overstated when it comes to bringing your desires into reality. The mind and subconscious are like gardeners tending to seeds that you plant through your thoughts and feelings. If you water those seeds sporadically, allowing doubt or distraction to creep in, the seeds struggle to grow and may wither before they ever sprout. Consistency means returning again and again to the feeling of already having what you desire, nurturing it with faith and unwavering belief. Persistence is the refusal to give up, even when external circumstances seem to contradict your assumption. It is the steady, patient commitment to hold your inner state despite the noise of the outer world. When you practice consistency and persistence, you reinforce the impressions you make on your subconscious, strengthening the conviction that your desire is already fulfilled. This repeated focus creates momentum, breaking down old patterns and conditioning that no longer serve you. Without persistence, the mind can easily slip back into old beliefs and habits, weakening the creative force behind manifestation. It is through the disciplined practice of consistently imagining and feeling your fulfilled desire that you build a new reality, one brick at a time. This process requires dedication and faith, especially in moments when results are not immediately visible, because it is the unseen work beneath the surface that ultimately brings about lasting change. Detachment from the how and timing is a vital aspect of allowing your desires to manifest without resistance. Often, when you focus too much on the specific way or exact moment your love or goal should arrive, you create tension and doubt that block the natural flow of manifestation. By clinging to a fixed idea of how things must happen, you limit the infinite possibilities that the universe can use to bring your desire to you in the best way possible. Detachment means trusting that the process is unfolding perfectly, even if it does not match your expectations or timetable. It is the practice of surrendering control over the details and placing faith in the intelligence that governs the unseen forces at work. When you release the need to micromanage the how and timing, you open space for creative solutions, unexpected opportunities, and synchronicities that can surpass anything you might have imagined. This trust allows you to remain in a state of calm and confidence, focused on the feeling of your fulfilled desire rather than the mechanics of its arrival. Detachment does not mean passivity or giving up on your goals. It means aligning your energy with the end result, while leaving the path open for the universe to orchestrate the perfect outcome. This mindset reduces resistance and invites your desires to flow to you with ease and grace, often in ways that bring greater joy and fulfillment than you initially envisioned. The subconscious mind is the powerful creative engine behind every experience you have. It operates beneath your conscious awareness, accepting as true whatever beliefs, feelings, and assumptions you impress upon it, regardless of whether they align with your current reality. Unlike the conscious mind, which can doubt and reason, the subconscious mind is unquestioning and obedient, working tirelessly to manifest the inner state you hold most persistently. It does not debate or analyze. It simply acts on the information it receives, shaping your external world to match your internal programming. This is why it is so important to carefully choose what you feed your subconscious through your thoughts, emotions, and imagination. When you consistently impress the subconscious with the feeling of being deeply loved, it begins to arrange your life circumstances, behaviors, and even the people around you to reflect that reality. The subconscious mind is like fertile soil that nurtures the seeds of your desires into full bloom, responding to the quality and intensity of your inner state. It also governs your habits, reactions, and automatic behaviors, meaning that by changing your subconscious beliefs, you change the way you show up in the world. Mastery of this creative engine involves consciously directing your focus and emotions to align with the outcomes you wish to experience, ensuring that your subconscious mind works in harmony with your highest intention. The subconscious mind's power is immense and relentless, and once harnessed, it becomes the unseen architect of your destiny. Remember that the life and love you desire are not distant dreams, but realities you can embody now. By harnessing the power of assumption, feeling deeply, living from the end, and consciously directing your imagination, you align yourself with the reality you choose to experience. Reject doubt and fear, honor your self-worth, and act as if your desires are already fulfilled. This is the path to manifesting a love that is passionate, profound, and undeniable. Thank you for listening, and may you step boldly into the love and life you truly deserve.